We are nearing the end of March, but there is still so much more to sow and to do in and around the garden. So let's get straight into it and I'll show you what I've been up to. I've prepared another 2 grow beds by adding hardware cloth. I won't bother you too much with the process as it was exactly the same as shown in my last episode. These 2 beds will be for my main crop potatoes that I will plant next month. I got 6 new big bags full of wood chips and I lay down this pathway in between the new potato beds. Now if you're wondering where I get all these wood chips from, around this time of year our municipality starts chipping down trees and they heap it up in the neighborhood somewhere, and it's basically free for everyone to take before they carry it away somewhere. So I make good use of that, as you have been seeing in my last few videos. Next up, I wanted to get rid of the last patch of grass at the entrance and add something that would brighten it up. So I decided to make a small teepee trellis with some sticks I had lying around. So I bought this package of sweet peas or lathyrus, I'm not really sure. And I'm going to plant them around this little teepee trellis that I built, so that when they are flowering and you're entering the garden, you are greeted with a very sweet smell, because apparently they smell very sweet, as the name suggests. And it will also add to the aesthetics when you enter the garden, hopefully. So we'll see. I have been carrying this filthy old bag with me for the good part of the last year, and I used it to store my camera in there before I had a proper backpack for it. There's also a little compartment in there that I used for my seed packages. Now it so happened to be that both the Swiss chard package as well as the beetroot were open, and that the seeds inside them were emptied into the little compartment. Since these seeds are very much alike, I have no idea which one is which. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sow them in the grow bed behind me, and in due time I will figure out what kind of seeds I've actually sown. So it's going to be a little bit of a surprise grow bed. So I'm going to use the hoe to make a few simple rows. I'm going to leave a little bit more space in between the rows, because I'm also going to sow a few radishes in there, because I have them and why not use them when you have them. So in these rows I'm going to sow the beetroots or the Swiss chard, either or. And in the rows in between I'm going to sow the radishes. Now radishes are very quick to germinate and grow. With these mild temperatures, I expect them to fully germinate within 4 to 5 weeks. And by that time, the beetroot and the chard are not that big yet. I have my seeds over here. And again, as you can see, they are pretty much similar. Now these are also known as cluster seeds, because one of these little rocks, so to speak, may actually contain several seeds. And that's especially apparent if you're sowing in pluck trays, that you'll get multiple seedlings per seed, or in this case cluster seed. And it's okay if a few seeds get together. Eventually especially if they turn out to be beetroots, because they have a habit of just pushing each other to the side when they fully grow and mature into a bulb. I've just noticed that I don't really have a lot of radish seeds anymore, so it's probably just going to be a single row, but it's better than nothing. You know what? I was not optimistic enough. Now I know what you're thinking. No March sowing season is complete without sowing some tomatoes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I've actually have 4 types of tomatoes. One is the Roma tomato, which is good for sauces and salads. And then there are 3 types that I've gotten from friends and family. One is called Short Fill, which is apparently very resistant against blight. One is called Yellow Submarine, which apparently fruits these little yellow tomatoes in the shape of a pear. And the last one are some seeds from a honey tomato. I'm not really sure exactly what kind it is, but we'll see in a few months. I've sown these tomatoes a little bit later in the month on purpose. My experience is that once they germinate, they grow pretty fast. And I wanted to prevent growing lanky plants indoors, since our last frost date is around the 15th of May and still about 7 weeks away. Next up, I want to sow some carrot seeds. Now apparently carrot seeds need to stay consistently humid in order for them to germinate. Now I have seen people use several techniques to achieve this, for example putting a plank on top of the seeds, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to drill several holes into a piece of cardboard and then put that cardboard on top of the grow bed. Then I'm going to sow several carrot seeds inside each hole, and then I'm going to top the entire thing off with some potting soil. Now yes, there can be evaporation through those tiny holes, but in general I think and I hope that the cardboard will insulate the entire thing enough and keep everything humid enough for it to have a proper germination, so we'll see. So this is the piece of cardboard, which is roughly the size of the grow bed, and I'm going to drill the holes in that. Now if I'm smart, I'm just going to fold it twice, and I'm going to get my drill and we'll start drilling. That should do it. Let's see if my little master plan is going to work. There we go. I'm just gonna push some of the holes a little bit more through, and that creates a nice little pocket for the seed to get into. Now of course over time this cardboard will fade away and will decompose, and by that time the carrots won't be hampered by the cardboard for their growth. So I have 2 carrot seeds that I want to sow. One is this early F1 Jeannette standard carrot, as I would say, and the other one is a rainbow mixed package called Sonura, also F1. So the idea is to sow one of them in one half and the other in the other half. If I don't have enough on either side, I'll switch, but I do believe I have enough seeds. And now through the power of time lapse, I won't bother you too much with that. So that's both of the beds done. I just watered them in. So that's both of the beds done. I just watered them in, even though it's clearly raining right now. And both of them are pretty much an experiment bed. But I think that's the fun thing of gardening, just trying things out and see what works and what doesn't. So then, lastly, I'm going to sow a few of these Scorpio fava beans or broad beans. Now I've sown these in this bed before, a year ago, but they didn't really make it. Guess who's to blame for that? So I'm going to plant 3 rows, and normally what you can do is you can soak these overnight, but since the weather is so damp and humid already, I'm not too worried about that. Normally you put them around 3 centimeters into the ground, and you might expect the first flowering around May, depending of course on when you sow them. But yeah, I think we'll have a nice early summer crop from these, I hope. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video of me sowing in rain. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going home. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.